Today we're going to talk about Instagram hacks and updates. What if you were to be starting your Instagram account all over again? Meaning today is day one and you're starting from scratch. What would you do? What kind of activities? What are some of the things that can give you the virality? What are some of the things that can help your account get from zero to hero, where I will be giving you all those goodies and a whole lot more. And first things first, for those of you who are watching here for the very first time, I appreciate you giving me a little bit of your attention. And I've been in business for about 11 years, educating entrepreneurs just like yourself how to scale business, and now more than ever, utilizing the power of social media. So, are you ready for it? Let's get right into it. Instagram is the most fastest growing platform right now in social media. It is not the biggest yet, but it is definitely an important aspect to understand, because many of my fellow millennials are moving towards Instagram a lot more than Facebook, at least for now, until the Facebook, WhatsApp, Messenger, Instagram merger takes place, and that's going to be ridiculous in terms of potential. One of the things that is very, very important to understand, that when you are starting with your Instagram platform, it is so important for you to understand it could be foreign, right? Like, it is not a language that you are used to. And what you need to understand is you cannot put yourself in a predicament or in a situation where you are treating it just like Facebook, because it is not the same exact thing. As a matter of fact, I'm here to tell you, Instagram and Facebook are two different languages. And if you use one just like the other, you are killing one page versus the other. In other words, algorithms don't operate the same, hashtags don't operate the same, stories don't operate the same. So what would be the very first thing that I would advise you on doing in your Instagram platform right now? If you are in it, congratulations, this may be helpful. If you are not in it, you need to fix this matter immediately. And here is what you need to do. The very first thing is the actual username, the profile account username. If it is just Ali Mehdaoui, it is not searchable. No one is going to go to Instagram out of the billions of people in the world and look for Ali Mehdaoui. What they will search is business coach or fitness coach or author or consultant or whatever the case may be. So what do you want to do? Yeah, your pseudonym can stay the same, meaning the @official_A Mehdaoui. That's yours truly. That will stay the same, but the description in your profile, if you go to my Instagram account, you'll see that I have Ali and a / business coach. And the reason I have that is because, again, when people search business coach, yours truly is going to pop up. So make sure that your Instagram account has the description of what it is that you do, not just in the bio, but right next to your name, so you are discoverable. So that's the very first thing. The second thing is make sure that your image, your profile image itself is 100% a headshot. Some of you, and I've made that mistake, you do copy the same image that you have in Facebook, or you put a picture of you in, like, a mile away in the beach or whatever the case may be, and it's hard to discover. So what you want to do, because it's already so tiny and so small, you want to make sure that you utilize a headshot, and make sure that the background of that headshot is of a solid color, preferably a color that makes you pop up. Again, go to my Instagram account and you'll have the ability and opportunity to see the difference and notice of what it is that I am talking about. Now, after you take care of the username and then the cover, the profile image itself, we want to go to your bio. Your bio should be short and sweet, and it needs to identify with what it is that you're doing. 1 or 2 sentences is what is really allotted and allowed for you to put in there, but put something that is purposeful. And many people struggle with putting a description on their bio, but here are 3 things or a few things that I'm going to help you out with, so you know what to put in your Instagram bio, so you are discoverable, B, people relate to you right away. Because whenever I go to your bio or I get a new follower, the very first thing that I do is I scroll and I go to look in the bio of the individual, a little bit of a description. So here is what I have, and again, you can refer back to my Instagram account and see what I'm doing. The very first thing is I have 2 sentences. For example, helping struggling entrepreneurs to become success stories, right? Like, that is a simple, basic, hey, right to the point, here is what I do. And yes, you can include a website, and you can include a link or whatever the case may be, but you have to be straight to the point. Some of you don't even have a description in your bio. Others, unfortunately, forget a description in your bio. You have some things that are completely random. Love to travel, love health, love fitness. Yeah, that's great, but it is not purposeful. It is not telling me exactly how much value or what value do you add into my life. So again, the description itself has to be purposeful. It has to tell the individual himself or herself exactly what to do. The next thing, after you take care of the image, after you take care of the name itself and make it discoverable, after you take care of the description itself, the posts themselves. So you need 12 posts, and you want to make sure if you open an Instagram account today, put 12 pictures in a row right away, just to make sure you fill it up. And here is why. Have you ever followed one person who has one post? Yeah, I didn't think so. Unless it is your family member, friend, brother, sister, whomever they be, and you have a personal relationship, you're not really following that account. And the reason being is you don't feel like this is an active account or this is someone that can add value into me. So make sure that you're doing so. Now, here are some hacks. Are you ready for some hacks? Here are some hacks of how I know when is the best time for me to post in Instagram. So there is an application. Are you ready for it? An application that is called When to Post. And I am so sorry for those of you who do not have an iPhone. It is an iOS app only. Look in, Google if there's an alternative to it, and hopefully you find it. So it's called When to Post. And that application itself studies the analytics. It's as if you're going through your analytics on your business page on Instagram, and it tells you exactly when the most active members are in your in Instagram, what time it is, how many people are active, what is the most active day. And here is the second part to it, and this is today. I just learned this today. This is fresh out of the oven, ladies and gentlemen. So the second app is called Later. Later not only also studies the analytics, but you can pre-schedule your posts. Ooh! So one application is gonna tell me when to post. The other one, I already pre-scheduled my post, so I don't even have to worry about looking at it or wondering, oh my God, I missed it. Now, I've been using When to Post for the last 3 weeks now, and here's the thing. It is spot on. When to Post, not only I use it and it maximizes my engagement itself, not just fake bots and, fake likes or whatever the case may be, but actual comments, actual engagements with real people, because it is studying the most active members that I have on my Instagram profile itself. So it's very, very important. The first app is called When to Post. The second app is called Later. And one tells you when to post. The second one allows you to pre-schedule your post. Literally, you set it up as if you're posting it right away. You're just setting up exactly the specific time when you want it to post, so you are at ease. And at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight, I already have my post set up. I'm going to be in the middle of a training of a client of mine, and I don't even have to worry about it because it's already pre-scheduled. Pretty cool stuff, don't you think? Okay, so you want to make sure that 12 images are definitely showing, because no one is going to follow you if you don't at least have that. Now, the other thing that I will highly recommend that many of us, and I've made that mistake, we don't follow people because we're like, oh, I am too cool for school. Now, we don't admit it, but the truth of the matter is someone told me, hey, I followed you and you haven't followed me yet. What, are you too cool for me? And I thought to myself, oh my God, how many people think that of me? So I started following everybody and create engagement, because here's what I have learned. Instagram algorithms function on few pieces, but the most important pieces of them all is what happens on a direct messenger and what happens in comment. So when I comment and I send direct messages with individuals and they interact with me, when I go live on Instagram, Instagram is going to nudge those individuals that I have direct communication with. So if you are not following individuals and not commenting and not sending direct messages and receiving them vice versa, unfortunately, you're setting yourself up for an empty Instagram live where Instagram says, wait, we are notifying people for you. And then no one jumps on. We are notifying more people for you, and no one is jumping on, because what they're doing, they are going through the individuals that you spoke to in the past and notified them. And if they are not watching at that time, or if they're not on their Instagram app at the time, unfortunately, you're getting an empty Instagram live. That is partly why it is very, very hard. Now, I understand it is a very crowded space on Instagram itself, where a lot of people, unfortunately, no matter how much they try to engage with the masses, it's always just an empty nest. Well, allow me to help you out with making a little bit of a difference. So the very first thing that you have to understand how Instagram notifies you, because it has what's called a casino effect when it comes to pushing notifications. What does that mean? See, you can post something right now and you can get likes right away. But unfortunately, Instagram does not send you all of those likes right away. It's like when you are in Vegas or in Atlantic City or whatever casino that you've ever been in, and then you start, pulling the slots. You may get a few, coins here and there, and then a few coins just to keep you in the machine itself. And then all of a sudden, ding, 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 you get in, a nice big heavy load of coins that are coming out your way. Well, Instagram does the same exact thing. Instagram sends you all of those notifications all at once at a delayed level, so that amount of dopamine gets you so excited, and now all of a sudden you're like, oh, I like it, and you're staying on and you keep looking at who's commenting, because you have 20 people, so you're trying to see who those individuals are. Therefore, you're spending more time in Instagram. Therefore, when you are spending more time in Instagram, the value per viewer increases. So that's how they kind of make their money. Okay, so now that you understand that, stop worrying about like, oh, nobody's liking my stuff, because they're delaying it in purpose to create that dopamine effect. The other piece to the puzzle is Instagram, in the newsfeed of Instagram itself, they are not putting things in a chronological order. As a matter of fact, if you look on the bottom left of every post, sometimes you see some things that say posted 12 hours ago, posted 24 hours ago, posted 3 days ago, or right underneath it says posted 5 minutes ago. So what they're doing, they're using based on likability. Anyone that gets the most engagement gets to push up in order. It's almost like Facebook, but not necessarily the same, right? But here is one piece that you can dominate, where you can stay in a chronological order and you can get the visibility that you want. Because if you're not getting the engagement, you might not be getting the visibility that you want, right? Yes. However, Insta Stories is a different animal, because Insta Story, the moment you post, they put you right in the front of the pack. So you wonder why some people have like 30 little dots that are small in their stories. That's because they're putting themselves right back on front. So they're expanding the amount of visibility that they're having on their Instagram. And even stories, as powerful as they are, there is a way that you can dominate them a little bit more. And here is what I mean. So the very first thing that I want you to do whenever you use stories, start using hashtags and location. See, Instagram is a geo application. It literally utilizes your location to notify other people. Ali was here. He might have liked the same thing you liked. So when you're using a location, you may connect with other individuals. As a matter of fact, sometimes you'll see a location story, meaning all the other people who also have been in Bradley Beach, New Jersey, or whatever the case may be. And you can connect with those individuals, follow those individuals, and tell those individuals, hey, I too live right around the corner from Bradley Beach, New Jersey. Now it's a connection and or a conversation starter that may end up being some prospect for your business, right? The other thing is utilize hashtags inside the story. So you can use only one hashtag inside the story. So use a powerful hashtag. So think about those hashtags that major influencers use. Let's use 10x, for example. 10x as a hashtag has been a powerful one for me, because not only anyone anywhere that ever searches the hashtag 10x because they're looking for Grant Cardone or whomever it may be, I pop up as well. So by default, I attract new individuals that might not even be my friends or my followers on Instagram per se. So it's another powerful tool that you can utilize as well in an incredible way. Now, while we're still talking about stories, I'm going to transition to IGTV. All of this, by the way, gets you much more followers, because stories and IGTV, as I shared with you right now, get pushed as if they are sponsored ads. So for those of you who have never spent a dime on sponsor ads, you may appreciate this. For those of you who spend money on sponsor ads, you really know the value of this. So IGTV specifically, whenever you utilize it, Instagram pushes it into other people who may like the same stuff that you are posting about. So make sure your description is very, very valid. Make sure that your content is very focused, not just sporadic. Make sure that you are consistent with the information that you are putting out there. And here's the best and simple way that you can do it. Think of 3 things that you specialize in, and think of 3 core values that make you who you are. And use those 3 things that you specialize in as the content itself, meaning I'm not going to talk about anything that does not belong in this content itself. And the delivery mechanism, if it does not fall into this core value, I'm not going to preach about it or talk about it. Let me give you an example. Let's say me, myself, and I right now, right? Some of my specialties, social media, business development, and entrepreneurship, right? Those are my three specialties. Those are my pillars of building a business. Now, my core value, one of them happens to be abundant. One of them happens to be respect. One of them happens to be to always learn. So think about it. I am abundantly giving you all of this information right now as if you're paying me $10,000 to provide it to you, right? And I am doing it in a respectful fashion. I don't curse. I don't raise my voice in a nonchalant way. That's just not my style. I'm not Gary Vee or anything like that, right? And I do it in a way as a student because I spend a lot of time throughout the week studying and educating myself because I owe you a sense of responsibility to give you all of this information. So this is a way of me sharing my three specialties and doing it within my core values. That's the best way that you can create content. See, if you follow individuals and send them a message on Instagram, your stuff will show up to them a lot more. So make sure you do that. But why is it important for you to follow individuals? This is the piece that changed my paradigm in terms of following people. See, when I follow you, the next person that will follow you, you know how it says suggestions? You may also want to follow these individuals. I will appear in the suggestion list because someone just followed you. So I will get visibility through your own activities, through people who are following you, just simply because I took the activity or the act of respectfully following you. So you want to take the opportunity and follow other individuals and other influencers that you may be looking up to, or even people within your team that you want to respectfully just give them a boost of confidence, because you too will appear in their suggestion. And keep in mind, make sure you send a direct message to individuals themselves, so when you go live or when you post a piece of content, it'll actually appear to them instead of being buried just because it does not have the visibility that it deserves. Now, the last tip that I have for you about Instagram is hashtags. So the beautiful thing about hashtags is that they force algorithms and they force visibility. A lot of people don't understand hashtags. Please do not post hashtags as a paragraph on Facebook. It is not the organic platform for it. But what I will tell you on Instagram, when you are putting a piece of content, make sure you add enough hashtags that are going to give you the exposure. See, whenever you use a hashtag, it creates a thread of its own. So right now, you can Google a search in Instagram, for example, hashtag love, and every post that has ever had hashtag love since the inception of Instagram will appear. Now, that's a good and bad thing. So some of you use hashtags that, has been used 3 billion times, and therefore you're not going to get any visibility. As soon as you appear, within seconds, you're gone. Like within a half a second, you're gone because so many more people have used it. So try to identify hashtags that are relevant to your topic and have enough relevance to your audience. At the same time, I follow those hashtags. So you can literally follow a hashtag. The reason you want to follow it, let's say hashtag real estate. Right? For example, I follow it. Anyone that is a realtor is going to appear. So for my new program, for example, by default, I get to identify all the realtors who need social media training or marketing consultations and so on and so forth. So I've done myself a favor by following the hashtag, and just like that, I can identify with qualified candidates. So what industry are you in? What profession are you in? Are you following that hashtag? Because if you are, you can connect with individuals on Instagram without even doing a thing. And that's just one little piece of the puzzle that I just shared with you that you want to make sure that you are taking advantage of. Speaking to a young lady earlier today, and things got a little bit emotional. I mean, she was in tears, and I love her to death for being so courageous, and brave for having an honest conversation with me. And I was picking up as we're talking about her social media assets. I don't know why someone would pick me as a leader. I'm not good enough. I'm afraid. I'm this and that. And doing a little bit of digging, what we realized together is that she was comparing herself to everyone else that was within her company and her industry, and she was told, you got to do it this way or else you're a failure. You got to do it this way or else you're not good enough. You got to do it this way or else you just are horrible at this thing. And when I told her, I'm like, just for the record, based on what you're telling me right now, I am a huge failure before you because I've gone through all these failures. I've lost 7 traditional companies. 4 of them went in Hurricane Sandy, unfortunately. I've built successful network marketing companies. I've built successful traditional businesses as well. I've built 3 Fortune 500 companies, wrote books. All of that is great. But without the failure, the greatness would have never happened. And I've done it my way. I've done it in my own pace. So don't compare yourself to anybody else because, especially in the world of Instagram and social media, I show you 20 minutes out of my day. My day has 16 hours. You're seeing just the happy side. I mean, sometimes I want to like, could you imagine the whole set and lights almost fell out a few minutes ago? That could have been really, really bad. So I ask of you, stay positive, stay happy, and be patient. It's not going to happen overnight. I've been doing this video thing since MySpace. I've been on social media promoting a music business that I had back in the day since MySpace. And then it developed into Facebook, and then it developed into marketing and network marketing, and it developed into traditional businesses, and then to the speaker and the author that I am today, and to the trainer that I am with you. So please go at your own pace. Don't compare yourself to anybody else. We are here for you every single day. Ali Mehdaoui with Mehdaoui Enterprise. I appreciate you and love you.